Hey there, yogis. How are you? My name's Crystal Gray, and I'll be leading you through this hamstring flow today to really help you loosen up your hamstrings. Whenever our hamstrings are tight, it could cause issues in the hips and the low back especially, so let's get to it. Come up to the front of your mat and bring your big toes together to touch if that feels okay. Feet can also be up to 1 inch or 2 apart. Ground down into all 4 corners of the feet. And then make sure that you don't hyperextend the knees or lock them back. So a gentle squeeze in the knees or in the quads. Level out the pelvis. So we want a neutral pelvis. Lift the entire rib cage up away from the pelvis, shoulders relaxed, and chin parallel to the ground. Bring your arms by your sides and start to breathe here. Take a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just letting go of the day, anything that's already happened, anything that's stressing you out, just let it go. And then start to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, really getting grounded into the present moment. Whenever we focus on the breath, you're more able to get a lot of the benefits from the practice. So you'll reduce your anxiety and your stress. So make sure that you focus on the breath. And every time your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath over and over. Now as you exhale, ground down into all 4 corners of the feet. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, palms touch. Bend your knees slightly and exhale, fold. So you bend the knees so you can tip your pelvis forward. Let the head hang loose. Inhale, come halfway up to a flat back. Monkey pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Now just hold here. Again, knees are bent so we can tip the pelvis. If the pelvis isn't tipped forward, then it can put a lot of compression on the low back. So instead, bend the knees and tip. Let the spine just hang out and pour out from the pelvis. Breathe here. Bending the knees even more deeply if needed. If you're feeling too much of a strain, then bend the knees more. Yoga is not about no pain, no gain. So really listen to your body and don't push past those signals it's trying to give you. On your inhale, come halfway up to a monkey pose again, flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, look out in front of you, and then inhale, come up with a flat back, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Back to your standing mountain pose. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold, bend the knees so you can tip the pelvis. Let the head hang. You do not have to touch the ground here. You're just hanging. Inhale, come halfway up to monkey. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet. Look out. Inhale, come all the way up. Circle the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Push down into the feet, look out, inhale, come all the way up, palms touch overhead, exhale, hands to the heart. Now breathe here and notice how you feel just after those few movements that we've done. Now we'll start to flow a little bit more and add on. Inhale, reach up, palms touch, exhale, fold. Let the head hang. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Bend your knees, plant your hands, exhale, step back to plank, top of a push-up. Now with the toes, push forward as you inhale, knees can come down. Exhale, lower down, chest lands before the belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, push into the knuckles, lifting your chest forward and up. Exhale, come down, curl the toes under, draw the shoulders away from the mat. Inhale, push up in a straight line to plank or modified plank. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, so here, push into the knuckles. Roll the shoulders away from each other as you roll the forearms in, knuckles down. And start to walk the dog, bending and straightening the alternate legs, getting into the hamstrings here. Now, if at any time you need a break, feel free to come down and sit back onto the heels or come into child's pose, forehead on the ground. If you feel okay, bring your big toes together to touch and slowly lift your right leg straight up and back. Try not to open the hips. You'll probably feel more of a stretch in the standing leg, and then switch it out. Anytime you feel like you need to, exhale through the mouth. Just make sure you're breathing deeply the whole time. Walk your feet forward, back to your mountain pose stance with your feet. Inhale, halfway up, monkey pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down, look out. Inhale, come up with a flat back, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. And breathe here. Find a gazing point. Don't mind my doggy as he walks around. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Exhale, step back to plank. Top of a push-up. Inhale, push forward. Knees can come down. Exhale, lower down, chest lands before the belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up to a cobra pose. Exhale, come back down, curl the toes under. Inhale, push up in a straight line. Exhale, hips up and back. Walk the dog. Okay, big toes touch and then lift the right leg up. Again, keeping the hips square so that you feel a deep stretch in the standing hamstring. And switch. And bring it down. Now come down to your hands and knees and stand tall on the knees. Bring your right leg in front. Lengthen the tailbone down so your pelvis is neutral, booty's not sticking out. Push the knee forward so the knee ends up right on top of the ankle, hands to the heart. So here you might feel more of a stretch in the back leg, in the hip flexor and the quad. And then slowly bring your hips back. Now bring your hands down to the ground. If you have yoga blocks, then feel free to put those here. Otherwise, just keep the knee bent so that the back isn't rounded. Okay, so bend the knee as much as you need to so that you can really draw the chest forward towards the big toe and keep your spine straight. Tuck the chin slightly so your neck is long and breathe here. Only straightening the leg as much as you can without rounding the back. As long as you feel a stretch in the hamstring, then you've gone far enough. Breathe. Now bend the right knee and come back to your downward facing dog. Come back to the hands and knees. Stand tall on the knees. And bring your left foot in front. Back toes can be curled under, pelvis is neutral. Push the knee forward so it ends up right on top of the ankle. Hands to the heart. Breathe here. And then slowly bring your hips back. Hands again can come to yoga blocks. Keep the knee bent, push into the heel and the ball of the foot. Draw the chest forward towards the big toe, coming into a flat back. Tuck the chin slightly to lengthen the neck and breathe here as you feel a good stretch in the hamstring, but not pain. You never want to go to where you feel pain. Bend the left knee, make your way back to downward facing dog, full stretch. Inhale, come forward to plank, knees can come down. Exhale, lower, elbows point back, uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, cobra. Exhale, come down, curl the toes under. Inhale, push up to the knees. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders away from each other and the forearms in. Full stretch here, knees can be bent because if we straighten the legs, usually that rounds the back. So bend the knees so you can tip the pelvis forward and bring the spine into alignment. Now inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, bring your right foot forward in between the hands, however you can get it there. So hands can again be on the ground or on yoga blocks. So inhale, push the knee forward, but make sure it doesn't go past the ankle. Exhale, start to straighten the leg. It might not go straight, but start to straighten it and push the right hip back. Keep your chest reaching forward. So again, my back isn't rounding. So bend the knee, draw the chest forward. Now bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, start to bring the hips back. You might not straighten the leg, but really your upper body doesn't move. Bend. Bring the hips back. One more, bend. And bring the hips back. Downward facing dog, full stretch. Inhale. Exhale, left foot through, low lunge. Left knee right on top of the ankle. Push the right heel back. Breathe here, draw the chest forward and up. So if your back is really rounded, you might want to grab yoga blocks, or you can even put your hands on a chair. So inhale here, and then exhale, hips back. Make sure not to let the spine round. Bend the knee, and bring the hips back. Bend the knee. And bring the hips back. One more, bend the knee. And bring the hips back. Okay, bend the knee, make your way back to downward facing dog. Full stretch. Stay there, or inhale, come forward to plank, shoulders past the wrists, knees down. Exhale, lower down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, cobra. Exhale, come down, curl the toes under. Inhale, push up in a straight line. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Now slowly start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, come halfway up, monkey. Exhale, fold, push down into the feet, look out. Inhale, come up with a flat back, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now take a wide stance. So bring your arms out to your sides in a T, point the fingertips down. The outside edges of the feet are right below the fingertips, okay? Now bring your hands to your hips and turn your right foot out. Your right heel is now in line with the arch of the back foot. Turn the back toes in slightly and bend the right knee for warrior two. Try to make sure that your pelvis is neutral so one hip isn't higher than the other. Just level it out. Keep the knee right on top of the ankle. Arms up and gaze out through the right middle finger. Now to get into the hamstring, inhale, lengthen or straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach out over the front leg. Bring your right hand down to the right leg, left arm straight up. This is triangle pose. Alternatively, keep that top hand onto the hip. Roll the top shoulder back so both shoulders are directly over the bottom leg. So again, you don't want to go to where you feel pain, just go to where it feels good for you. Ground down into the base of the front big toe. Inhale, rise up. Arms parallel to the ground. Exhale, let the arms float down. Turn the right foot in and the left foot out. Left heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Turn the back toes in slightly. Bend the left knee. Keep the left knee right on top of the ankle. Arms up and gaze out through the left middle finger. Breathe here. In and out through the nose if possible. Inhale, straighten the right leg or the left leg. Exhale, reach out, bring the left hand to the left leg, right arm up or right hand onto the hip. Breathe here. Both shoulders directly over the bottom leg. So even if you need to come up, that's okay. Don't push on the knee, but anywhere along the leg, you can bring the hand. Ground down and then inhale, rise up. Exhale, let the arms float down and turn both feet in slightly so that the outside edges of the feet are parallel to each other. Hands to the hips. Inhale, big shoulder roll, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can come to the ground or the shins. Inhale, lengthen like our monkey pose. And then exhale, fold. Plug the shoulders in and let the head hang loose. Breathe here. Push into the outside edges of the feet slightly to lift the inner arches. Inhale, come halfway up, monkey. Exhale, hands to the hips, bend the knees. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, heel toe the feet towards each other. Coming into standing mountain pose. From here, come up to the front of your mat. Back into your standing mountain pose feet. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, step back just to downward facing dog. We'll take a few more breaths here. You can slowly walk the dog, pushing one heel down and the other heel down. And then come down to the hands and knees and swing the feet around and come to seated. From here, extend the left leg out. Actually, let's extend the right leg out. Extend the right leg out and bring your right hand to the right leg. Inhale, bring your left arm up. And then exhale, start to reach out over the left leg. Now what you want to do is keep the chest open. Reach out. You might feel this in your hamstring. You might feel it in your side. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, turn out over the left leg. Now you want your hips parallel or facing straight forward instead of having them open kind of in a straddle. Straighten them off. Inhale, big shoulder roll. Feel free to bend the knee. And then exhale, tilt forward towards the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt. Draw the chest forward towards the big toe. So here we want to feel the stretch in the hamstring. You might also feel a stretch in the low back. Inhale, slowly come up. And then exhale, switch it out. So for the side stretch variation, it will be more like a straddle. So left leg out, left hand to the left leg. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reach over. You can even hold on to the head and twist the belly button open, shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, bring the legs straight out in front of you. Big shoulder roll, bend the knee, inhale. Lengthen, exhale, tilt the pelvis. So instead of rounding and bringing the head down, you'll come forward or you'll come closer to the leg by tilting the pelvis. Breathe here, keep the shoulders plugged in. Chest reaches towards the big toe. And then slowly come up and extend both legs out in front of you. Do a big shoulder roll. Again, bend the knees as needed. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward. So I'll show you from the side. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt. Notice I'm not keeping the legs straight and rounding the back. Okay, so tilt the pelvis forward. Only straighten the legs as much as you can with keeping the spine nice and long. Tuck the chin slightly so the neck is in line with the rest of the spine, and breathe here. And if it's a little bit challenging to keep your knees up, you can always roll up a yoga mat and put that under your knees or even a pillow. You could do this one while you're just sitting around watching TV, working on the computer. You could even put a chair right here and then work on the computer that way maybe. Yeah, and then slowly come up and cross the legs. Coming into an easy seated pose. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones and let your palms be open on the knees. Reach the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky and close your eyes. Take a couple cleansing breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting go of anything that you worked up during this practice, anything you worked up to the surface. Just let it go with your exhale. And then start to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowing down the breath, noticing how you feel after your yoga practice. Realizing that you don't have to do a full hour or hour and a half practice. Sometimes 15, 20 minutes is good enough. Sometimes 5 or 10 minutes is good enough. So just because you're short on time doesn't mean that you can't fit in some yoga to really improve your life. Now, if you have the time, please lay back and take Shavasana. You can set your alarm for 5 or 10 minutes on your phone. Otherwise, circle your hands together in front of your heart into prayer. And let's just close our practice with one deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. Good. And then bow your head. Bring your thumbs from your heart center up to your forehead, acknowledging the energy that's within you, around you, connects us all together and never goes away. That energy within me acknowledges the energy within you. And I thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Namaste.